Welcome back. Another session with Timeless Obsession. I'm Dean Barlage, and I'm excited for another episode. Now, to be honest, you will not notice this, but this is now the third time trying to record this properly because usually, as you know, I'd like to do this in a live session, but sometimes not everything works with you. It works a little bit more against you. And this is actually a test to not give up. Now, before we start, I want to honor something. Last week's energy that was special. It was not a hype, it wasn't some dopamine or anything like that. It was just real. It was awesome. And maybe because the topic was a little bit spicier than usual. And some people noticed, but sometimes you got to go for a little risk. You got to push a little bit more. The topic last week was the problem is you. And that sounds already a little uncomfortable for a lot of people. Now, people did message me after they saw or heard what I had to say. And they messaged that they finally woke up. They finally pushed. They did something that they were scared to do. Because the only problem is you doesn't mean that you're the issue. You're also the solution. You're just standing in your own way. That is the whole mission here. The whole mission of Timeless Obsession for you to become more aware, live with more purpose, passionately move forward. Don't stay stuck in time. Don't stay stuck on a treadmill of life. This isn't a place where we pretend that life is perfect. It's not this good vibes only, fake positive kind of stuff. No, it's real vibes always. That's what it's about. Because, well, life is not made to be just coasted through. It's meant to be lived with intention, courage, purpose, presence. Timeless obsession is not about time. It's how deeply you choose to live inside that time that you have available. But that time is limited. It's something we cannot buy. I've met people who lived into their 70s or 80s and they barely experienced life. I've met people who lived less than half that age, and those are raw years. These folks squeezed every drop out of it. We're not here to survive the day or exist. We're here to shape the day. Now, I wrote something down, comfort versus capability. So it's something that is very simple to comprehend, and that's what we start with is comfort. I think all of you understand how to get comfortable in bed, in life, in a relation, whatever it may be, in the gym. That's a great example. I'll get back to that in a little bit. But I'm here to tell you that comfort is sneaky. It's this little kind of devil on your shoulder that whispers, you're fine. Don't push. You've worked hard enough. But comfort is a trap. Comfort is a trap that drains your life slowly, quietly. And it's saying, rest. Take your time. It's okay. Don't push. It's silly. No. I'm here to tell you that I'm not a hypocrite and I've lived both sides. I remember a time where, let's say, life was, let's say, a little tougher, right? And it felt heavy. What are the instincts? Okay, take a step back, coast, rest, chill out, okay, zoom, that kind of thing. A lot of folks support that lifestyle. Hey, take an extra day off. No, no, I'm not with that game plan. I actually even suggest with some clients when we're talking about their children in terms of parenting that it's not constructive to keep winning all the time, to have a medal for participation because failure is the best teacher. Failure is your best coach. Yeah, it might suck in the beginning, time after time, but it will be your absolute best teacher. You will learn a lot more from failure than you will learn from winning. You will get stronger from failure than you will from winning. When I had those days where I just kind of like took it easy, when I rested, felt smaller. My confidence shrank, my energy shrunk with it. And the days that I decided, all right, I'm going to show up no matter what. It doesn't matter. I'm tired, annoyed, not in a mood, whatever it may be. It really doesn't matter. It didn't matter. But those days reminded me who I am. Not because I crushed it, but because I showed up anyway. And again, we believe that strength comes from winning. I believe that strength sometimes comes from not disappearing. Because I wrote this down. Comfort tells you later, and capability grows when you act now, today, in the moment. So let's say this real life example, what I just mentioned, the gym, for example. Yeah. You tell yourself you'll go later tonight, later in the day, tomorrow morning. And you know what? Something weird happens. It's your confidence that drops. Maybe not much, but just a little bit. And then another day, when you're exhausted, you're tired, you had a long day at work, whatever you do, whatever it may be, it doesn't matter. You go anyways. And it's a sloppy workout, but you feel like a beast after that. I can tell you, you feel extremely accomplished. You will feel extremely accomplished and you will feel alive. And it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. The difference is not physical, it's a mind upgrade. It's what I talked about positivity, the power of positivity, that your mind is a muscle. You can train it. This is the same thing. It's proving to yourself you can move without motivation. Motivation is beautiful, but that is one thing that I do not call myself. I'm not a motivational coach because motivational speeches and all that kind of stuff, it can be fake. You got to show up when you're having a shitty time, when you're not feeling perfect, when everything is not going so well. It's life, it's reality, it's living, it's capability. Comfort, yes, it does give you relief. Absolutely. I will not disagree with that. But capability, boom, it gives you power. So, this is one thing that a lot of people have a hard time with. It's that mirror. They do not dare holding the mirror of truth in front of themselves. They love the idea of truth, of course, absolutely, until it lands on them. People love truth when it, for example, exposes someone else, a little tattletale behind the back. They love truth when it calls out a stranger online. Social media keyboard warriors, we've all seen it, maybe even participated in that. But when the truth calls them out, it's toxic, it's negative, it's rude, it's harsh, and all the above. False. No, it's just truth doing its job. Yeah, the truth might sting sometimes. Real positivity is not pretending everything is good. A lot of people don't realize that. Real positivity is saying is, yep, I messed up. I had weak moments. I avoided doing the hard things. I procrastinated, but I'm not staying there. That last line makes it all about positivity. It's maturity and self-respect in real time. I had someone tell me once, or actually more often than once, Dean, you've changed. And they said it as if it was a bad thing. I said, of course I did. Of course I changed. Staying the same in my life, it would be an absolute tragedy. Growth bothers people who decided to stop growing. I'm going to say that again. Growth bothers people who decided to stop growing. And this comes back to comfort. You can't grow when you stay comfortable all the time. It disrupts people. It even triggers people. That's how you sometimes lose friendships. And that's okay because you're starting to put yourself first. You're starting to respect yourself again. That progress, your progress, that self respect, those boundaries, it exposes their pausing, their standing still on the treadmill of life. But to them, that progression, that growth, it's not personal, but to you it is. For example, I wrote this down over here as an example, right? Someone sees you, this goes back to, let's say, the gym. Someone sees you eating clean, training, learning new things in this world of crypto, for example, or growing a business, trying to start a business, something new, right? evolving maybe even as a partner in a relationship. And suddenly, the person that's doing all these things that actually sound pretty positive, this eating clean, learning new things, etc., you're obsessed. You're extreme. You get things thrown at you like, "Oh, what are you trying to be better than anyone else?" I've heard it. I've been in those circles and I've removed myself from a lot of those circles. Or I stayed quiet, but I remembered who said it. It's a tough one. It's honestly a tough one because it reminds me of particular situations. Now, I'm just trying to be better than yesterday. And that makes a lot of people very uncomfortable. Why? It's that mirror. It's that mirror. They can't face the truth. Well, okay. Let them be uncomfortable. The goal is not, my goal is not to please a circle or even the past circle. My goal is to grow into a new circle. And I would love it when my past circle will continue to grow into a new circle as well. But sometimes you got to leave some folks behind. And that is the part where I made let's say, a choice, a decision where I would like to be around individuals rather that are living, that are experiencing life instead of just existing. So that's something to go a little bit deeper into, existing versus living. And it sounds very motivational coach like, but it's shocking. It's really shocking how many people are just managing life. I see it every single day. And when you're trying to push a little bit on these buttons and you're trying to call out some controversy or hypocrisy because it's just a whole ton of excuses, yes, including myself at times as well, it is absolutely shocking. Wake up. Wake up. They're just managing life. They wake up in the morning, they scroll, they eat a little, they go about their day, they scroll again, they complain a little bit here and there because they'll always have something to say about someone else and never about themselves. And they go back to sleep and then boom, repeat. That's not life. It has nothing to do with life. That is not what we are put on this planet for. Life is absolutely phenomenally beautiful. It is great, but only if you live it fully. That previous thing that I just told you about, that's not life, that's maintenance. We're not here to maintain our lives. And I say it, and I don't even like this word, but I say it with empathy. But it's kind of like you're on autopilot sometimes. And I've been on autopilot. Mind, get all the noise out of the brain. Sometimes you just got to grind. I get that. I understand. But there's a moment where you notice it and you feel that frustration inside. I've been there, and I know many people have been there. I've helped them get through that to the other side. We got to get out of it. But there's a silent whisper from the other side. There's a silent whisper that says, there's got to be more to this. And I'll tell you, there is. You don't just find more, it doesn't just come to you. You don't consume it. You got to create it, you got to build it. Boom. Real life example over here. An acquaintance, I can't really say a friend, but an acquaintance, corporate job, I don't know, 10 years or maybe a little less, a little more, whatever. Salary, routine, solid job, etc. Safe, very safe. It's all good. Security, that's what a lot of people strive for, but it's not living. It's kind of like the example that I have to bring up is this picture that has probably made the rounds sometimes. You see a lion, and which one is happier? The one in the circus behind The bars that gets free food every day, 3 times a day, or the lion that lives in the wilderness that has to find food, maybe sometimes not eat for days. But who do you think actually lives a much more fulfilling life? So this individual, yeah, he woke up every day, but he woke up every day a little bit emptier. Boom, at a certain point, he quit, took a chance, new path, took a pay cut. That is probably the biggest thing that a lot of people don't want to do. It's ego in the way, it's comfort in the way. But this individual learned new skills. Within 6 months, this individual looked more than 10 years younger. Life was more challenging. Smiles were brighter, and it was just all feeling alive. This person, he had a spark. It wasn't easy. It was absolutely not easy, but he was alive. So, what's the point here is that you don't need perfect. You don't need perfection. That is something a lot of folks strive for, but who cares about perfection? You need participation. You need activation. You got to move. You just got to do stuff. Living isn't always comfortable, but existing without feeling anything, that's even worse than any kind of fear that can come on your onto your path. So I think that person does deserve a little pat on the shoulder. That's a win. That is an absolute win. But he took a risk. He got uncomfortable. And that's obviously a long story made very short. And it sounds so great. And it wasn't just from today to tomorrow. No, it took time, like I said, probably even a little bit more than 6 months. But this is also that we need to celebrate wins and continue, keep climbing. Just because you've climbed and conquered one mountain, one hill, doesn't mean there's no more other mountains to climb. And that is one thing that I had a little struggle with sometimes. You overcame one, the next one's there. I was like, nah, I did all that. Then I can coast. Got to celebrate your wins. Seriously, absolutely. So many people, way too many people, they grind. They're achieving something. Continue to move. No acknowledgement. No nothing. A little bit. Pause. That's okay. Feel it. Be proud of yourself. You earned that. You absolutely earned that. When when friends, family of mine, maybe even acquaintances, kind of, but folks that I would sometimes be in touch with, as close as they are or as unrelated as they are, I would be there and celebrate with them. Yeah, maybe we go to dinner to celebrate something. It doesn't matter. Even a milestone in life, like my wife and I, we celebrate a wedding milestone, for example. That is beautiful. You honor it. You make time for it. You respect it. Sometimes, something if someone says you're cocky for being proud of yourself, just laugh. Just laugh because that is their insecurity talking. That is their insecurity coming all the way to the front, and let them deal with it. Let them deal with it. That is their problem. That is not your problem. So the point is celebrate, but don't settle. Pause, but again, take action. Appreciate what you've achieved. Okay, make the plan continue. It's like they're checkpoints. Certain achievements, as big or as small, doesn't matter. They're checkpoints. It's not a finish line. Let's say I once hit a big personal goal, right? And for a moment, the mind goes, all right, let's relax. You made it. Trap. It's this one. That's a trap. It's the voice in your head saying, oh, slow down. Don't worry. It's all going to be good. You can enjoy the view. But don't build a vacation home on a mountaintop that is just meant to be a short rest stop. It's dynamic. You got to keep moving. You got to stay active. You can't suddenly stay still. You got to continue to rise. Otherwise, It's like ice under you. You're going to slip. You're going to start sliding, make mistakes, and that is what I've experienced. And it was a great learning lesson. I'm not upset about it. When you coast and at a certain point you slip, you're too arrogant, a little too much with your nose in the air. And you're like, this is so easy for me until you don't have it anymore. Yeah, be proud, be grateful. Then ask yourself, what's next? What else am I capable of? Proud, grateful. But a lot of folks, they don't take that so much into consideration. It's not so urgent for them. They just wait. They just wait for things to come their way. We should talk about time sometimes, even though timeless obsession isn't necessarily about time. It's just spending time the right way in life. So, a lot of folks wait. They wait for the right moment, they wait for the perfect moment. Waiting kills momentum. Waiting kills a lot of dreams. Waiting kills your identity. Ever tell yourself, I'm going to do it Monday, or even better, it's 2 months left into this year. I'm going to start in January. All these resolutioners going to the gym. I keep telling you, the gym keeps it real. You can apply everything to the gym. It's never going to lie to you. It's going to keep truth in your face. Very straightforward. So, all right, I'm going to start Monday. I'm going to start next year. Sure. That Monday that you talk about, that's been coming for the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years, or maybe even more. I've seen a lot of folks, a whole lot of folks stall on goals, on dreams, until life forced that hand. Breakups, layoffs, health problems. People don't take their health serious. Not enough. That's going to be a conversation for next time. But you do not need to wait for the pain for you to wake up. You can wake yourself up. But a lot of folks, they talk about the pain. And yes, I don't disagree. Pain is the price you pay for progress. But a small little start. It's okay if it's messy. You can start not so sure. That's all right. But just start. You'll make that perfect circle eventually, but just draw it out already. Get going. I didn't want to feel ready when I got into anything that I've been doing in life. If it's coaching, if it's in the entertainment industry, if it's investments, a business, public speaking, you just got to do it. And it's not always perfect in the beginning. If I would be waiting for the perfect time, you would not see me speak or hear me speak right now. I'd still be waiting today. And your confidence will not show up first. It will not directly be there. It's more that your action shows up and your confidence gets built along the way. It follows you the whole time. It's there. It follows you like a shadow. And if you want a different life, because that's what a lot of people are complaining about, well, you're going to have to take action. And you should stop negotiating with that little one over here on your shoulder that's crying for comfort. Someday isn't going to be there. No, today, now. It's a dream. A someday is a dream that dies very, very slowly. Urgency, that's loving yourself. So, the point of all this, there was a couple of harsh lines, I think, in there that I had written down that I've read for you. But it was important for me to hit a couple of these harsher notes because I know they well, people can relate to them. It's beautiful. It's great when people start feeling something because of it, when they get moved. The point is that life is not supposed to feel flat. Like I said, it's not supposed to feel like you're just existing. It's supposed to move you. That is the whole point of this thing. To move people is the point of my passion, my existence. It doesn't matter in which category of my work, hobbies, interests, but it's to move people. And it might sometimes surprise you, your life. It might challenge you. It's going to test you. It's going to wake you up. It's going to make you feel something. You didn't come into this life to play things small because a lot of people do, they dream small or don't even dream at all anymore. That is sad. That is silly. You didn't come here to this planet, to this life, to just coast through life. And you definitely didn't come here to be liked by everyone. That is one thing that people are very scared of. They're like, well, if I'm going to do any of this kind of like more public thing or new thing, I want to be liked by everyone. I want a love button, a like button by everyone. No, 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 no. You're here to become someone. Doesn't matter if someone likes you or not. You just become someone bravely, honestly, fully. You celebrate your wins. Of course. Of course you do. Why not? Smile, toast, hug, pop the bottle, whatever you got to do. Dance in the kitchen by yourself, in the shower. It does not matter. And then you put your work shoes back on. You get back to it. Responsibility, discipline. There's always another mountain to climb. There's always something new to conquer. Keep your ambition alive. Keep that fire alive. But that's right away. That's beautiful. It's not just that one peak that you got to climb. It's many of them. Many, many, many. Be grateful. Be humble. Be hungry. Follow your heart. Follow your fire. Don't let your mind take over and tell you way too much. Stop existing. Start living. That's timeless obsession. To live deeply, to live loud, to live on purpose. That's what passion is all about. That's what this beautiful thing called life is all about. So maybe we see each other next week, but whoever is ready for it, I'll see you at the top. We'll climb together. I'm Dean Barlage, and this was Timeless Obsession.